the floor to Ms. Rosemary DiCalvo.
Thank you, Mr. President. We gather yet again as the scope of violence in the Middle East has widened, further threatening regional security and stability. Israel's airstrikes in Doha, Qatar on 9 September shocked the world. It was an alarming escalation, especially since it targeted individuals who were reportedly gathered to discuss the latest U.S. proposal for a ceasefire and hostage release deal in Gaza. The Secretary General condemned this strike as a violation of Qatar's sovereignty and territorial integrity. He calls on member states to ensure respect for their obligations under international law, including the principles of the United Nations Charter. The sovereignty and territorial integrity of any country, including Qatar, a valued partner in advancing peacemaking and conflict resolution, must be respected. According to statements by Qatar, Israel targeted residential compounds housing members of the political bureau of Hamas around 15:45 local time on Tuesday. Hamas stated that the son of its chief negotiator, Khalil al-Hayya, as well as his office manager and 3 other people affiliated with the group, were killed. Hamas also said its senior leadership survived the attack. According to Qatar, 1 Qatari security officer was killed and 7 other security personnel were injured. Qatar's foreign ministry immediately condemned the attack, saying this criminal assault constitutes a blatant violation of all international laws and norms that posed a serious threat to the security and safety of the country. Israel claimed responsibility for the attack as soon as the news broke. Prime Minister Netanyahu announced that the strike was a wholly independent Israeli operation after the fatal attack in Jerusalem on 8 September, for which Hamas claimed responsibility. Many countries in the region and beyond, as well as regional organizations, including the Gulf Cooperation Council, the League of Arab States, and the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, condemned the attack and expressed concern about further escalation. Mr. President, in less than a month, we will mark the 2nd anniversary of the horrific acts of terror that sparked the hostilities in Gaza. In these 2 years, the conflict has killed tens of thousands of people, mostly civilians, and almost completely destroyed Gaza. The situation in the occupied West Bank, including East Jerusalem, has continued to spiral downward. This period has also seen dangerous escalations across the region, involving Iran, Lebanon, Syria, and Yemen. The Israeli attack on Doha potentially opens a new and perilous chapter in this devastating conflict, seriously threatening regional peace and stability. Qatar, along with Egypt and the United States, has been working intensively to broker a ceasefire and hostage release agreement in Gaza. Efforts aimed at ending the suffering and paving a path toward peace. We are deeply grateful for Qatar's steadfast commitment and constructive diplomacy. All parties must act to preserve these efforts. Regrettably, Israel's actions came at the height of ongoing consultations with the parties. Any action that undermines the work of mediation and dialogue weakens confidence in the very mechanisms we depend on for conflict resolution. Preserving the integrity of negotiation and mediation channels is crucial for fostering the trust that parties need to engage in meaningful dialogue. It is also vital for safeguarding the norms that underpin diplomacy and peacemaking. Durable and just solutions to the crises in the Middle East will not come out of more violence and more fighting. I call on all stakeholders to exercise utmost restraint at this sensitive time and recommit to diplomacy. The urgency of a ceasefire and hostage release deal in Gaza has never been greater. Strike a deal, free the hostages, and the suffering of the people of Gaza. Thank you, Mr. President.
I thank Ms. DiCarlo for her briefing. I now give the floor to those council members who wish to make statements. I give the floor to the representative of Algeria.